Hi guys, welcome back to this very laid back and relaxed video.
Do you want me to lay myself back?
Oh, well, you go for it. Chill out, relax. We've got ourselves a couple of drinks for this one. We won't keep you for too long, but yeah, we put out a video, question and answers. Submit your question and answers. There wasn't a huge amount, so we're going to go through the ones we got. We have got an idea for the end of this video.
Yep, that might be amusing. Might not be as well.
Yeah, might know. 50-50. But yeah, getting straight onto the questions. I hope you enjoyed the service light video, by the way.
Really exciting.
That's gone out because we're now in the future, Alana.
Oh, yeah.
I know you get confused,
gosh.
but yeah, I hope you enjoyed that 2-minute video.
It's now October 2027.
Yeah, that's when we're recording this.
Magic.
So, straight off the bat, Freelander 2 Lightlander in disguise.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
I wonder who that could be.
I
Definitely
wonder.
not going to
Hello,
be Michael.
Michael.
Hi, Michael. Hope you're doing well. But actually, we will have seen you.
Yeah.
We'd be seeing you. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, first one off the bat.
We'll be seeing you.
Trail snacks. We're going to take that as Green Lane in snacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little sip of drink.
It's got to be, if that is the case, Percy Pigs for a sweet snack.
Yeah.
And it's got to be crisps. Just any crisp.
What sort of flavours?
Cheese and onion crisps. Cheese and onion crisps are my...
You're a very kind
literally love cheese and onion
safe, crisp person,
Yeah.
aren't you?
And cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies, that's always our other go-to as well.
I was going to say, I'm just going to add to that, and this is more for me, but things like sausage rolls,
Yeah.
pasties, as they say down south, I think.
Pasty.
You know, them sort of sweet savoury, not sweet, savoury snacks. They're my kind of go-to when we're Green Lane, and if you just want a quick something to munch on.
George just got stuck to my tooth.
Moving on to question number 2.
Yep.
Who are Alana and Scott? He hasn't put Scott and Alana, he's put Alana and Scott. He's prioritised you.
Well, it's only right?
You can work on a funny answer.
Yeah, but who are, does this mean about us?
Well, I'd describe it because I have been doing some thinking about this.
I haven't thought about it because I didn't realise what the questions were until like 2 minutes ago.
Exactly. My response to that would be, we're two happy-go-lucky people.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a bit of a gap in the Freelander market. For me, personally, this is more for me, is one thing I've learned about having a Freelander too, is there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I don't want to add to the misinformation, so it makes it really difficult. Like when we do videos, I have to do so much research, and I hope I'm not putting out misinformation. I hope you guys will comment if I am putting out misinformation. But
if there's anything we're ever not sure of, we just don't put it out there, to be fair, generally speaking.
So yeah, we want to correct some of the things because it's like press journalists, they put out the gumph and stuff like that. It's like a simple thing. People say about a 10,000 mile service. I don't agree with that, and I think you should service things more often. It's somewhat of a personal opinion, but I don't think it's too far off the mark. But we are just two happy-go-lucky people. I'm very geekery.
Yeah, massively so. He's geeky to the point that it bores me sometimes because I'm so far from being geeky.
To give you an example, this morning, Alana was browsing social media, as a lot of you guys probably will do.
Yeah.
Just absorbing the social media world, and I'm there searching for, does YouTube support 5.3K resolution videos? And apparently not. So yeah, that's the difference in us.
I despair.
Plus, if you know us, I love video editing. I love that sort of thing. So yeah.
And I'm just an idiot, just an all-round idiot. It's like I'm quite known for just being a bit of an idiot, literally.
A bit of a doof.
Not even a doof. I'm just, I'm just me. Just don't take life too seriously. Just
And plus, we feel like there's a lot of serious stuff on YouTube as it is, so we try and bring a bit of information about Freelanders, try to bring a bit of entertainment.
We don't act.
No.
We're literally, most people would probably agree, not always obviously, but like however we come across on like a video, that is us.
And we know
which is both a good and a bad thing all at the same time.
We know for a fact that this video is not going to do very well. We're more than happy. Like, we don't do it for the views or anything like that. We know that the Freelander content is where it's at, but we do like to inject a bit of us. For those of you that enjoy a bit of us, if you don't enjoy a bit of us, well then obviously you're not watching this, and that's why they don't do so well. So unfortunately, we're not under the bonnet of a Freelander for this one. So
we're not even in the Freelander, we're in the 4x4 Clio.
Yeah, but we're kind of quite busy drinking coffee and getting sorted for Muddy Weekender right now in the present.
Yes.
But yeah. Next question.
You waffled quite a lot then.
Yeah, a little bit. Apologies for my waffling.
Here's a waffle.
What next for the Freelander? Do you know what? I'd love to add a drum roll and everything, but it's really anticlimactic because we're kind of at a stage where we're just spending money on maintaining it.
We are, and equally, almost modification-wise, we were talking about this the other week, weren't we? Because
I was sucking with your 2 straws and I realised it wasn't working. I'm hoping that didn't sound too bad on the...
That looks so funny. I'm waiting for the straw to go up your nose.
But would if you're lucky.
No, it's funny because we were talking about this the other day, because with the Freelander, almost modification-wise, we're kind of at a point where it's like, what is next? Because we always talk about like a roof rack of some sort, but we're almost like, do we actually need one? And then, it's like, well, modification-wise, we're kind of there, aren't we, to where we would like the car to be to an extent. And at this point, it's kind of more cosmetics, but I'm not going to talk about what we've got in mind for that, because that's all will be revealed when we get round to it.
I was going to say, we have got certain we have got certain plans and that lined up for bits and pieces, but overall, are you going to notice a big change in the Freelander anytime soon? Probably not, because we've got the lift kit on it, we've got the underbody protection,
got the spacers, got the tyres, got the wheels.
We've got it serviced up to a good point as well, like all the ancillaries of it. I think the only thing we haven't done is the PTU, but we're using the theory that we're just waiting for it to go bang, as silly as that sounds.
But then equally, it's like almost what's next to the with the Freelander when it comes to actually trips and things. It's like, well, obviously Muddy Weekender is next weekend from when we're filming this. Hopefully we'll get some local green lanes in as well before they shut, because we've done really bad on that this year. Life has literally just got in the way. End of November we're going up to the Lake District for some green laning as well, which is exciting, and obviously you will see more of that when the time comes. Just go with the flow, isn't it?
Yeah,
we are hoping to get into Wales. Wales will be good. A certain someone.
Yes.
A Wales trip will be really good. Obviously at some point, but yeah. That's about it.
I was going to say, this year has been very much, we've been spending...
doing the boring stuff.
Yeah, we've been spending a lot of money behind the scenes, making sure the Freelander's all up to spec. It's like we've recently had the Haldex service by Warren at Muddy Mods. Obviously, you would have seen that we got the... Nice. We got the welding done on the car, because that was one of them things that it's more money that was spent on it. It doesn't do anything for the car, really. No, it doesn't enhance performance.
It's one of those annoying jobs that just needed doing before it got worse. And same as we need to get it Alana guarded as well at some point, just to prevent the rust getting any worse. But probably going to be a start of next year job. Yeah,
so we have got stuff planned, but the thing is, as you guys know with Freelanders, there's a lot of menial jobs.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Cracking on to the next one, the last one of Michael's questions.
Oh, is it Michael? Oh, is that who?
I meant Freelander 2 Lightlander. Go and check out his channel, because he does have some good videos.
He's a good egg.
There. He needs to produce more videos, don't you think?
He does need to produce more videos, yeah.
Because he has loads of time on his hands.
He does.
So he's got no excuse for producing videos, has he?
No excuse at all.
He's definitely not busy all the time. Unlimited funds, what would you swap the Freelander for?
Oh. For me... Oh, that's actually a hard one.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Do you know what yours would be? Well, I've got 2, actually.
Mine's a bit crazy, actually. Mine's nothing too exotic. I quite like... Oh, you need to doff the screen again.
Doff.
Because we like staring at ourselves.
Sorry, I really bad concentration, basically. I think the sports club thing from around the corner might have just kicked out. There's a lot of people wearing not a lot.
They're going to damn good dough.
Yeah, they're going to get donuts.
The car I'd swap it for is probably potentially a Volvo, like XC90. Do you know what? If I had unlimited money, I'd probably go for something older, like a series or something like that, if I could have the Freelander as well.
I don't think you'd fit. I think you'd be too tall.
If I had to swap, do you know what? I don't know, because the Freelander does suit us so well.
Mine's quite easy, actually. Mine would be a Jeep Wrangler, but proper kitted out, like really nicely done. Or the other one would be a Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Ford Rangers, one of those. So completely going away from Land Rover and that whole kind of thing.
The other thing that we've often said about, but I don't think I would fit in particular, is like a Jimny.
Yeah,
we've
always threatened about Jimneys. Or the other thing I've always said about is a Defender, but like not a really old one, but not a new one, sort of in the middle. I think I'd probably go Jeep before I went Defender, and they called it a Defender.
Because the one thing, and I'm going to say something controversial, because I like adding something controversial into the video every now and again. I don't know how much technology has really advanced from the Freelander 2, because I think the terrain package on the Freelander 2...
Has it got better, or has it actually got more complex and worse?
Well, I don't think it's not necessarily worse, but I think... Nicely done.
I hid it. Nobody will hear, right?
I think the Freelander 2 was well ahead of its time with the terrain package. And I think to the point where, yeah, the sensors are more precise and more sensitive to wheel slip and stuff like that. But I think if you were to put them in a back-to-back test, the Freelander 2 wouldn't lose by a brand new Land Rover by a whole lot. I think it would lose.
Yeah.
Because it's not quite as quick and the communication
side
a bit
by
slower.
side, I think you'd almost notice a difference. But straight up, yeah.
What we're talking, I think our Freelander's 15 years old, something like that.
What
2010?
2010?
14. It's
I'm not-
2024.
yeah.
So 14 years old. In 14
we'll go
years,
with.
I would have expected a lot more progression.
Yeah.
I feel like Land Rovers are good. They won't get stuck or anything.
No.
Well, they will do eventually if they've got the wrong tyres on. But I just think that we're not advanced enough for me to go to a new Land Rover and go, oh, this is so much better than the Freelander. I'm not so sure.
No, I agree.
I think in the grand scheme of things, to swap is a difficult one. To have as a second car,
To me, swap would be Jeep or Ranger. But, yeah, second car would be easier, it'd be a Jimny.
moving on to the next question. This is... Oh.
No, I was going to say, or I'd have a Freelander 1, but that would just be to mess around with. Because I keep threatening that.
You really do. One day, who knows?
By the way, this is the steering wheel of my car, by the way. That's why I keep putting my arm on it. I'm not abnormal. Well, I am abnormal. We both know this, but you know.
Saying nothing. This question got asked by, well, it's come up on YouTube as @RC line CS3ME, but I'm just going to call this person @RC. So hi, @RC.
Sounds like you're saying RC.
No. RC.
Russa. No, car. Curly car, not kicking car.
They've asked, any tyre recommendations? I run Michelin cross climates, but I find they're not lasting too well.
Oh, that's a simple one. All-terrain, Falcon Wild Peak. We literally can't rate them high enough.
Yeah.
But then equally, if you don't want an all-terrain, what are the other ones we had? Wranglers.
Goodyear
Wranglers.
But we had the road version.
Yeah.
We didn't
not
have
the
the all-terrain.
That's what I'm saying. It's like for an all-terrain, Falcon Wild Peak, that's a no-brainer because that's just what we've got at the minute and we literally can't fault them. Road tyre, Goodyear Wrangler. Also, pre us getting all-terrains, can't knock them in the slightest.
The one bit of advice I would say is go on to someone like Muddy Freelander or the Freelander 2 Off-Road group, Facebook groups, if you've got access to Facebook. I'm not going to say ask on there, but search, because there has been loads of them sort of questions.
Generally speaking, at the moment, when you ask for all-terrain tyres, most people will say, and I can guarantee you this, Wild Peak, or the other one is BF Good, Goodrich's.
Yeah,
I struggle with that word, don't know why.
We're not tyre experts by any means, so don't take our word for gospel, because...
that's just our opinion at the end of the day, which is...
The other one we'll throw out there, but we haven't really got any big evidence on them, is Yokohama Geolanders.
Yeah, when we got the wheels that are on the car now, we brought them off of a guy that's now a friend with part-worn Geolanders on, and they treated us bloody well when we first started off-roading, green laning, whatever.
They were down to the last 3 or 4 mil of tread, so...
But they were still decent tyres even at that point.
I was going to say, we've done long min with them and everything. We can't really fault them too much. We've had experience, like Alana says, the Goodyear Wranglers, Yokohama Geolanders, and now we're on Falcon Wild Peaks. If we were to suggest anything, we'd probably say Falcon Wild Peaks straight off the bat, because we don't know, obviously, through their lifespan. But
we've put them through more of a pasting than what we have any of the other tyres, and they haven't let us down, touch wood, yet.
I was going to say, they're all good.
They are.
Moving on to the last question that we got asked, and I think this is actually a really good question. I quite like this one, from @VSTV1993. How did you get into off-roading, and how did you go about getting involved in off-roading groups? Question. And this person said, I'm interested in getting involved. So should we break it down to 2 parts?
Yeah.
How did you get into off-roading?
It was by mistake, wasn't it, ironically?
I was going to say, this is the interesting story.
Literally, it was by mistake.
We never intended to get into off-roading at all.
We didn't even buy the Freelander for the 4x4 nuss as such.
No.
Sorry, I had an itch.
We went hunting, car shopping, and we were looking for something that had a good towing capacity, didn't we? And we were going down, was it the BMW route at one point?
Yeah, we looked at BMW X5 and was it Volvo?
Yeah, I think it might be. Just basically anything
Volvo
that could
of
tow.
some sort. Decent sized you know, almost SUV kind of thing.
And then all of a sudden we just stumbled across, what about Land Rover? But we
started off looking at Freelander ones, ironically, and then kind of thought, well, actually, they're not that big. They can't tow quite as much as a 2. And then we kind of stumbled across the Freelander 2 by mistake, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, we looked at the prices, and you get a lot of car for the price, which is quite astonishing. If we'd known someone...
I think we brought them when the prices were pretty high. We brought it when the prices were pretty high as well, annoyingly.
But yeah, I was going to say, we ended up getting that. The whole intention was going to be that we were going to tow Alana's Mini Cooper SR53 to track days, because we were heading in that direction, getting kind of involved in track days. We've done a couple, you've done 2 or 3?
2 at Bedford.
2 at Bedford. Yeah, we were loving life, and that was the whole intention of what we were doing. But in the end, it never happened.
No, we haven't done a single track day since we brought the Freelander. We kind of stumbled across it by mistake, test drove a couple that were sheds, basically. They weren't particularly good cars. It was like those cars you drive and you go, oh, well, diff's rumbling, this is wrong, whatever. And then we came across we drove down to Bristol, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just down near Bristol to actually look at the Freelander. Obviously, looked at it, drove it, bearing in mind at the point that we test drove it, the diff on it was actually making a noise, but the guy that we brought it from had rang me. Well, we'd rang him to go and arrange to go and see it. He'd actually rang me, I think, a couple of days before we were due to go and see it to say, look, the diff on the car is making a noise. I will change it. Do you still want to come and see it, basically? You know, being quite honest in that sense. And we were like, well, we like the look of the car. It kind of looks like it's going to fit the bill for what we want. So, yeah, we'll go and see it anyway. So we saw it, test drove it, liked it, kind of went back the next week to get it, didn't we? After the diff had been done. That was kind of how we came into the Freelander. And then the off-roading side.
I was going to say, the next part of the question is like, how did you go about getting involved in off-roading groups? That all comes down to the very first pay and play that we did. Would I be right, in Bristol?
No, because our very first off-roading thing, we went. Our very, very, very first thing was Avalanche.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Oh,
I think Avalanche was our very, very first, and I think that might have just been a case of, well, it's local to us. We've got a car that can do it, why not just do it? And I think we just did.
We did kind of like, well, for me, I did scare myself there, because you kind of like, anyone that knows Avalanche, you kind of get to the like main gates and you kind of get briefed and everything. Have you been here before? And they sort of take your reference number, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They go, okay, and
off you go, kind of thing.
And your first met, if you don't know the layout, you can go to the right and go round and park up.
We didn't know that at this point.
No, you just get met with this literal like, there's multiple different almost...
It's not quite a steep drop down, but you go in the gate, there's like a little roadway, and then it's like basically down in a bowl. It's an old quarry at the end of the day. So we were like, what the heck? How do we get down there? And then obviously, you know, you just get on with it, sort of thing. What did we do after Avalanche? Was that when we met Phil?
I was going to say... No?
I have a feeling I don't even remember how I joined the Freelander 2 off-road group. But somehow that came about. I don't remember how, but it came about fairly soon after we had the car. And did we do Bristol?
I'm going to guess at some point we must have stumbled across Joel's channel.
Oh yeah, we come across. So I think that was what led us to the off-road group.
And when I say Joel, I mean Joel Self,
outdoor instructor.
Yeah, I don't know if that then connected us to the Freelander off-road group.
It must have done. I must have joined that because we'd seen it in one of Joel's videos, and we went, oh, we've got one of them. And then
we have to give a big shout out to Phil, basically. Because
the thing I was just thinking about was we did Bristol before we got the all-terrain tyres.
Yeah.
So our next off-road thing would have been basically with the Freelander 2 off-road group at their annual meet at 4x4 Days old site just outside of Bristol, which the car was completely standard, road tyres.
Apologies for them technical difficulties. The camera got too hot, so we just had to give it a cool down. I'm in it. There's a speck on the lens. There you go. But yeah, we were saying about the link between Phil.
We kind of obviously joined the off-road group. I said about that. We went to 4x4 Days old site.
But it was Phil that got us.
Yeah, we completely, obviously, car was complete standard, did that, enjoyed that. We met Phil at the first Freelander 2 off-road group annual meet, I think.
Because one of him that persuaded you to go.
No, there was a few people on the org that were like, oh look, this would be good, you should go, and we did. A couple of them I don't think actually have Freelanders anymore, ironically, but hey ho. Then we met Phil there, and ironically, after that point we were like, oh, we need to get some all-terrain tyres. We were looking for recommendations. It just so happened that Phil was selling a set of wheels with obviously the part worn all-terrain tyres on, and we were like, oh great, you know. Anyway, we brought them off of him. Obviously messaging him, we were like, oh, we'll come and collect them from you, and he was like, oh, I can like put on a few green lanes while you collect them, and lo and behold, went down there, picked up the wheels, went green laning with him and a few of the other guys with the wheels in the back of the car, and that was kind of how we got into green laning. The advice I'd give to anybody that wants to get into off-road and green laning: pay and play. First thing, your best bet honestly is a pay and play. It's a controlled environment. There's always people on hand if you get stuck, if you need advice, anything like that. It is a good place to start off with a pay and play. If you are on Facebook, the Freelander 2 Off-Road group is also great. Depending where in the country, world, whatever you are, there's probably going to be other people from that area also there that would most likely be happy to go out green laning. And pay and play is the other thing that they're good for, is learning what the car is capable of and what it can and can't do.
Yeah. But
sorry, carry on.
Jump onto, like, we're biased towards the Freelander 2 Off-Road group because that's kind of like where we come
from.
What
we know, isn't it?
We're also part of the Muddy Freelander. Mm-hmm. The other thing I'd say is, if you don't mind paying a little bit of money, join Glass.
Yeah, Green Lane Association.
Yeah, Green Laning Association. They have Trailwise too, which is an online map of all the trails. You can find out what's open, what's closed, add comments, pictures, that sort of thing. But mainly, just join groups. Start with there.
Yeah.
Join a group like the Freelander 2 Off-Road group, because you've got people like Michael, Gary that are over in Wales that go out.
Gary's not in Wales, he'd be quite offended if you said that.
Yeah,
that side of the country.
I'll give a shout out to RJB Freelander because he's up in like Manchester way, I think.
Yeah, he's up north.
Just to give you an idea, we're over Midlands way. There's people down Swindon.
There's people absolutely everywhere in the country or the world, genuinely.
So join a group, start with there. And if you want to go for pay and play, see if you can get someone to go out with you that's probably experienced. That it's like, if we go to a pay and play, we'll see if anyone else is available to book onto the same pay and play.
Just makes it good fun.
Yeah. If we ever go on one, we'll post it up if we go to Avalanche or anything like that. So if anyone wants to join us, you can come along, and I'm not going to say we can give you advice because we're not pros by any means, but we can give you a little tips.
We can tell you
tricks.
What not to do.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
And as tempting as it may be, if you've not experienced what your car is capable of road, solo green laning might not be a wise move straight away, just because you could find yourself getting into a pickle that is going to be hard to get out of. But yeah. One final question that we did forget about was Michael. Freelander 2 Lightlander, definitely not Michael in disguise, asked first cars. So you go first, Scott. Or do you want me to go first? Because yours is more funny. Mine's quite boring. Mine was a Peugeot 107, typical almost car in that sense, but absolutely loved that little car. But yeah, and I didn't write it off either, like most people.
No. Are you going for your car history or just your first car?
Well, my car history is not that interesting because I've had a Peugeot 107 was my first car, and then I had a Mini Cooper, cream, black roof, black stripes, one of those. And then obviously I've got the Clio that I've got now, and also a Mini Cooper S.
I started off with a Rover Metro.
Which is hilarious for a 6 foot tall bloke.
With the hydroelastic suspension. For anyone old enough to know what that is, then well done. And it had part sunk as well, so that was entertaining. Moved from that to a...
For anybody who used to drive from Bedfordshire to Liverpool in that car, kind of blows my mind, but whatever.
4-speed box that was as well, not even a 5-speeder.
That's what that must have been like.
Very much so. No rev counter.
This is probably for the best.
VW Polo in lime green with alloy wheels. That was...
alloy wheels? Is that what made the car?
Well, I had sporty Halfers alloy wheels when I brought it, and I kept it on. Then I think I moved to Skoda Octavia 1.9, and if anyone knows cars, it was a PD, pump drive, so I should have kept that car because they go on and on and on. That was a Lauren and Clement, like top of the line, that sort of thing. Really love that car. And
a bit like me saying about my Clio being a DCI dynamic tom-tom.
It just went like off a shovel. Let's just leave it at that. That car, that was fantastic. I do regret selling that.
You should add a little emoji as you say that.
And then from there, was it the Prius?
No.
No, it was Mini?
No.
No, it was Skoda. I went to a Skoda Rapid, but the limited edition one they did to celebrate the Skoda Rapid
Snobby,
Evolve.
isn't he?
Yes, and it was the black edition. Had that, then moved to the Mini Cooper R50.
No, you didn't.
No?
That was the Prius.
Oh, that was the Prius. Sorry, I had the Prius, then the Mini in yellow,
Love that Mini.
and then sold that. Was that then the Freelander? I think it. I feel like I had a car in
No,
Pacific.
I think it was Mini to the
Yeah.
Freelander, ironically.
But yeah, then we moved to the Freelander.
Yeah, because ironically, after the Skoda, it was like a few cars within quite quick succession, and then the Freelander's just stuck.
Yes. But yeah, before this GoPro overheats, I'm going to take another quick swig of drink. I'm going to round this video off because the GoPro will cook and just end all of a
And
sudden.
this actually worked out being a lot, like going on for a lot longer
Yeah.
than what we anticipated.
We
And
were
I don't
gonna-
know if there's a parking limit on this place that we're in, but hey ho.
We were going to do a bit after this, but we're going to save that. If you want us to do another Q&A, feel free to leave questions below in this video. Leave them all down there, and in future we'll do another one at some
Yep.
point. If you don't want to leave questions, don't, and we won't do this ever again because you found it utterly boring. But this is to compensate for the very short video that you've had pop up. So
Yep. But equally, on the flip side, there's some bloody good videos to come after this one. So
Yep.
keep your eyes, nose, ears, and everything peeled.
So yeah, to round it off,
How do you peel your nose and ears?
I have no idea. I don't question anything you say.
Me
Probably
neither.
should. But anyway, like, comment, and
Do all the
subscribe.
fun stuff down there,
Where's the Instagram logo gonna go? Or the logo thingy majig?
up here on the roof.
Oh, good luck to me. It's probably not
Or,
in
like,
frame, that.
somewhere around it. It is, I can see it because the
Oh.
mirror's just here.
Well,
Here. So somewhere around here.
there you go. Yeah, do all that fun stuff. Like Alana says, great videos coming up.
Yep.
Enjoy, and we'll catch you in the next video. I think
We
I've summed
will
everything
indeed.
out.
Yep.
Black the camera, so goodbye everyone.
Bye. That's very hot. Like very hot. Oh, I can't.
Are you pushing that button?
No.
Jesus.